Alright guys, this is an unboxing video for the Bose 700 headphone set. So I had the Sony MX1000, I think M3s, and at the time I was trying to juggle between getting a pair of Bose QC35-2 or looking at the, actually that's the only ones I was considering. So I was doing some Googling to see if that was the best headphone on the market, the Bose QC35-2s, and I saw that the Sony MX1000s kept coming up as competing headphones, and every review that I read said that the Sonys were pretty much the best in class with noise cancellation and features, and there was a few drawbacks to it, but it wasn't enough for me to not consider them strongly. I had them for about maybe 2 months, the Sony MX1000s, and I really enjoyed them, but just a few things. And sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I got it's allergy season. So yeah, so I had them for a while, and a few of the complaints that people had with the Sonys was the microphone sounded a little bit muffled, and the the wind, they weren't good with wind noise. If the wind blows, then you can hear the wind noise in there. Other than that, let me see. Yeah, when it gets cold, the touch panel on the side sometimes changes songs or pauses things. But overall, they're pretty good headphones. So I'm going to unbox this because I know that when I was interested in getting the 700s, they just got released on the 30th of June. And when I was interested in picking some up, I didn't find many unboxing videos. Today's the 10th, and I'm sure that some people who had ordered these probably had already started doing some unboxing videos, but I'm going to stop talking. I'll just have a conversation as we go. So this, I just got them in today from Amazon. I pre-ordered them. I had a little bit of a conversation with Amazon because I didn't get mine immediately after pre-ordering, so I got a pretty good deal on these things. They gave me $65 off because I spent an hour on the phone airing my grievances. So here's the side. I'm peeling these things off the wrong way, but they have a nice little tab here for you to pull that and break that seal there. Same thing on the other side. There you go. The box should be unsealed now, I believe. Let's open this thing up. So here's the inside of the box. Very minimalist, not a lot of packaging in there, just a case that fits perfectly inside the box. That's what we have in here. Pack of silica gel, very important. And we have an instruction manual. Besides that, the box is empty. That's about it. That's all that's in there. Alright, let's see what's inside the... Okay, so the case is pretty nice. Immediately upon taking it out, what I noticed is that the Sony case has a nice cloth texture, very elegant design. I really enjoyed the Sony case. I had an external webbing where I put some things in there sometimes, some additional attachments. But the first thing I noticed taking this thing out, yeah, it's a nice leather case, but as soon as I take it out, if you notice, 2 seconds, I got these little grease stains on the back, which is not a very big thing, but I'm very particular about the things that I own. So I know that my OCD is going to come in and I'm going to be polishing that thing up quite often. But overall, the size of the case is not that bad. I know that they don't fold up like the QC35s do, but overall not bad. So these come in 2 different colors, black and silver. I usually go with the black because silver shows dirt when you get dirty. I have a little thing here that shows you, they want you to download the Bose Music app, and they orient you to the touch panel, which is located on the right ear cup. So immediately upon picking these things up, I actually tried these things out in Best Buy, and I thought they sounded really good, and that's what kind of drove me to quickly sell my Sonys and give these a good run. So immediately upon picking these up, I feel like the headband, which I'm really happy about, is a pretty good material. It feels like a good quality rubber latex type material. It feels pretty quality. Normally you have like a leather band up here, which after some time with the oils from your hair, it starts to peel and pull away, and then it takes away from that premium look from the headphones. All this is all metal, like an aluminum, which feels really good. Overall, the headphones feel quality in my hands. It feels pretty like a nice quality, not too heavy. As you can see here, to adjust it, it has like a very futuristic look here. Just a different design they got going on here. Almost looks like a headband with two headphones mounted on. I guess they're trying something new, break away from the usual style that they have. So these things slide up and down. This is how you adjust the headpiece on your ears. See that there? And then we have on the right side, we have a Bluetooth button right there. And then we have, I believe one of these are noise cancellation, and one of these, I believe, are for, I think this is for the voice assistant. So immediately, like I said, when I looked at these headphones, what attracted me to them was a few things. One selling point for the Sonys was the fact that it used a USB-C connector versus the USB mini connection, which if you have an Android phone, you know how annoying it can be, when you're plugging those things in and they don't sit right. This connection is definitely a higher quality connection and better charging capability, and it's more reliable. So I definitely like that. I didn't think I would be using my headphones often for voice calls because they're over-the-ear headphones. But when I had my Sonys, I'd find myself in Starbucks or at an airport, and people would call me while I had my headphones on. And when I talked to them with my headphones on, they would tell me that the sound was muffled, or they couldn't hear me very well, or had a lot of background noise, and then I would have to take my headphones off and go to another Bluetooth device or just put the phone in my ears. But Sony really focused on the call quality with the 4 microphones. As you can see on here, there's a microphone here and here, and then there's microphones on the top. I think there's additional microphones in this headphone. I can't remember the total number, but the goal was that some of these microphones will focus on active noise cancellation, while some focus on picking up voice. They all have different functionality, but Sony's main function or main focus on this was to give you the 10 levels of noise cancellation and super quality voice calling and use of your assistance applications. Definitely with the Sonys, I felt like even though they were a bit bassier, it wasn't always an enjoyable bass. It almost sounded like forced and a bit raspy at times. Not like the Beats where sometimes you have that really good bass, like almost like you have a car subwoofers on your ears. The Sonys, they kind of had, sometimes I felt like not distortion, but just not good quality bass. Like, I'd rather have low bass that's quality with good range and good control over the bass than just strong bass for no reason. You can modify that. They have the equalizer app on there, but even with messing around with the equalizer, I didn't feel like I found a perfect sound profile. Some songs sounded really good, and other songs, especially the ones that were supposed to have bass, didn't always come off that great. Now that wasn't for every song, but for some songs. I did like the volume level with the Sonys, but when I put these headphones on for the first time, the clarity, just the sheer clarity of the music, and hearing all the instruments in there, and the even bass sounds, and these headphones compared to the QC35, which I also have the QC35 first version with wires, and I have the QC15s, and I feel like these headphones have a better, tighter bass than most. All right, so that's the headphones. So what else is in the case? As you can see, The headphones don't fold up when they go in there. They just kind of sit nicely in there. And they do have this little fold down piece here. On the Sony MX1000s, they have just a compartment. They're just kind of off to the side. And you have to stuff your stuff in there, tie it up with a zip tie. Easily falls out. This is really nice. I like this setup here because this is a magnetic close and it makes everything super clean. You don't have to worry about things falling out, which I actually did lose my my airplane adapter at one point in time when I had my Sony's, but I did find it. So the only thing they have in here is just a short USB-C to USB-A adapter. Doesn't look like it's USB 3.0, just like standard USB 2.0. And they do have, just like a good Apple product, proprietary things. So they do have a proprietary headphone jack. This side is smaller that goes into the headphone, and this is the standard 3.5 that goes into whatever item that you're connecting to. So if you do lose this, you will need to purchase one specifically for it. Doesn't probably necessarily have to come from Bose. I'm sure other people sell that style, but just be aware that this is not the standard charger. So just a few more things. So these do say that they support 20-hour battery life. And I think it's you get can't remember exactly. I think 2.5 hours on a 15-minute charge. The Sony's did support. I think it was in 5 minutes. You get like 5 hours or something like that, and it's a total of 30-hour battery life on the Sony's. So they're definitely great for long-term use. I travel often, so that's one of the things that kind of attracted me to the Sony's was the long battery life and the quick charge, because we don't always have a lot of time to plug these things up and get them going before you head out the door. But I like the quick charge. 15 minutes is not too bad, and 20 hours should be sufficient. That's like constant play, probably at a high volume with noise cancellation, everything turned on. But most of the time, nobody listens to music for 20 hours straight. So this thing will last you, I think, 7 days or so on standby. I think they might have some facts inside this book here. I think the standby might be like 7 days or so. This only supports a few codecs, which means the decoding of the music. So how the music was supposed to be heard, music gets built in a particular way where it's where the producer thought it would be best to represent the music. I think this one supports maybe 3 different type of codecs, whereas I know the Sony supports a wide range of codecs, which, if that's important to you, or if you listen to a bunch of different audio file formats, maybe you're into the music industry or something like that, and you need to listen to different file formats, then that's something important to you as far as the compression algorithms used for the music, because the music won't always represent itself in the best way if the headphones don't support that particular file format, like a WAV or MP3 or AAC, or ACC, like Apple. They all have their own little proprietary algorithms. But if that's not a big deal for you, these will work with Android and iPhone, and most times people listen to music off of an app or from the Apple devices or their Androids. This will work, perfectly fine for that. Overall, I mean, I haven't used these things on a day-to-day basis yet. I literally just got them today, but I have tested them out inside of Best Buy. Like I said, I am excited to use them and be one of the early adopters of the headphones. If you are not trying to spend, these come in at $399 plus tax. I think it was like $32 in tax, so about $432 is the total out the door price. Depends on the tax in your state. If you're not trying to spend that much, I think you can get the MX1000s for about $250 now. Normally they're around like $300. Those are excellent headphones. I definitely recommend them. I had about 4 of my friends go out and pick those up. They're good headphones, but if you like clarity, and these things come with Bose's augmented reality, which there's going to be some proprietary apps that kind of help you integrate into your environment and does some trickery. Just imagine immersion into a 3D environment for your ears versus for your eyes. So there are going to be some apps, maybe some concert apps that give you like a 3D concert experience for your ears. So Bose is pushing updates for these things as that Bose AR technology gains more traction. So not sure everything that's coming to this platform, but I definitely would say in the way of quality and all of the jankiness, like I know the touch panels was a big thing for people with the Sonys. It was a cool concept, whereas the QC35s had all the buttons, volume up, volume down, track forward, backwards, things of that nature. It was all integrated into the Sonys, and Bose definitely took note. So their platform is supposed to be problem free, whereas the Sonys right now having issues with extreme cold and wind noises. So if you're interested in noise cancellation, these are supposed to be the best in the market right now. If you're into quality, these are also good headphones for you. But I also would recommend the Sony MX1000s. Definitely another great option. So I'm going to try these out. And if for any reason I absolutely hate them, then I definitely will be packing them up and sending them back. And my first choice will be the Sony 1000. So if you guys have any questions, definitely leave a comment. I will be trying them out, and I will answer your questions or make any additional videos if you guys are interested. Definitely interested. Definitely a big fan of Bose. I got a lot of headphones from them. So check out the noise canceling Bose 700s. All right, guys. Thanks. Hopefully the video was helpful.